guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is super exciting to me because it is one that I've been wanting to do for a long time. This is reacting to edits of my photos. Now, I reached out to quite a few people and had them edit a select handful of photos that I've taken before, and I haven't looked at any of them yet, and I'm so excited. So we're gonna do that together, and this is gonna be so much fun. So let's jump right on into it. I sent out some raw photos to some photographers and had them edit them, and I'm so excited to see what people actually did to these photos. I sent out 4 photos, and with the amount of photo edits that I got back, I don't think that I'm gonna get through all of them today, so we will do the 2 that are my favorite, and I am super excited to dive into this. So the 2 photos that I selected are 2 photos from the Dead Daisies, and the Dead Daisies are kind of like a super group, more like 80s classic rock style, and I love them. The shots that I got from their concert are some of my favorite, even though I think I took them in about 2017. So strictly speaking about the raw photos, what I sent to people to edit, this is the first photo that we're gonna have people edit. This is one of my favorite photos I have ever taken. I love the shot. I love how in focus his face is, his hand movements. I love the movement of the scarf. You can see the background and see that it's the Dead Daisies with their logo. There's that little pop of red in it. There's enough color, but also it's that kind of more black and white, that there's not a lot else going on. And there's just something about this photo that for me, it always draws me back to this photo. So one of my favorites, and then the other one from the same concert. Great guitarist. This image is different than the other one. The other one doesn't seem to need a lot of editing. It's pretty basic. This one is more backlit, so I think there's a lot that you can do of like brightening up the shadows, adding a lot of contrast. There is also another guitarist in the background, which I'm very curious to see if anyone actually photoshops him out. Because if I had the time and patience, that is exactly what I would do. So I'm curious to see if anyone does that with this shot. But other than that, they're not like horrendous photos. They don't need a lot of like color correcting by any means. They just are what they are. So I thought that these were gonna be great to start out this series with, because there's a lot that you can do with them, and I'm super excited to see all the edits, but I feel like you can go a lot of different ways and you're not going to make these photos awful because they're just kind of like basic photos. So that's kind of what I wanted to start out with. I'm so excited. Okay, we're going to start out with the first woman. Her name is Mari. Okay, starting off, this is her edit. I just want to say that I called that because I was interesting to see if someone was going to Photoshop him out, and immediately, like literally the first one, someone Photoshopped out that guitarist behind him. That is really cool. I love this also that she made it a vertical photo. I almost always shoot landscapes, so this is really exciting for me to see my photos kind of in a different composition than what I shoot them as. Color-wise, I think that this is great. She just kind of made it a little bit more green than the raw and like brought out some of those natural tones. She also brightened up all the shadows, which I think is great, but she also added some of the blacks back, that like the blacks are darker. So I love that. I do want to say that if I were to personally go out and edit out the guitarist, I would definitely edit out the mic stand and the other side. That's just because, you know, you cleaned up the one side, but now the other side of the image has like these little strands running through it. I think that her editing job, like photoshopping that guy out, was really great, because I wouldn't have noticed otherwise that he was even there. So I think that she did a good job. That was just like the one thing that if I edited one, I guess I would edit the other, but this one's a little bit trickier because the colors are fading out. So I totally get it. So let's move on to our second image. Okay, cool. So the highlight, she like brought them up, they're popping. I love what she did with this light in the background. It looks like there's like an added flare. Hold on. I'm gonna bring up my raws in both. See how much there's like this flare on this light in the background? I think that's really, really cool. And she definitely changed like the color tones of the image a little bit. So like the background is more orange than it was red before, which I don't mind at all. I think when you're looking at this edit, it looks a lot brighter and it works for a concert photo because there's all these sorts of lights going on that it could be, you know, the more orange, the more green. So I definitely think this works for the shot. Yeah, I love them. Thank you, Mari. Thank you so much. Also, by the way, all of the links for all of the editors, everyone who I'm talking about in this video, their links are going to be below in the description, so please check them out, send them some love. I am so excited that they played around with these photos, and I do send them all my love and appreciation. So if you guys do that as well, I would really appreciate it. And to everyone that sent me photos, of course, thank you. This is so much fun. Okay, moving on to the second person. This is from Monica Skipper. And she sent me these photos. Okay, so a lot of people seem to like that like more orange tone because this one is very similar to the last one that we saw, just a little bit more contrast going on. The other one, all the shadows were brightened up. This one has a lot more dark true blacks, but it's still like the same like kind of orange tone. A lot of like film vibes for this one. That's really cool. This is totally different than how I would edit my photos. And I feel like when I add contrast, it's like very, very sharp, while this has kind of an overall muted tone, like a softer tone to it, which is really cool because I never see my shots like this. So love this. I love like the orange kind of overcast of it. And I love how the whites are almost like bluish. It brought out a lot more like blue tones that I wasn't expecting in it. So I think that's really cool as well. Her second image, this one I love. So she didn't go and edit like the background or anything. This is kind of true as it was taken. So no like Photoshop manipulation of the image itself. She didn't crop it or anything. But she really like made it this like turquoisey blue color, which I love. And then kind of just kept it as is. I'm sure there's a lot of edits going on, but when you look at them side by side, she just like really made it pop and made the colors more vibrant without like going overboard on the actual edit itself. Like, this just seems so realistic. I love the skin tones. I just really love that color. It looks a lot like film to me. So I love her editing style. It's really cool to see my shots edited like this. Very cool. Thank you so, so much, Monica. Okay, moving on. I am so ready to go through this. I'm like, yeah. Okay. I'm being weird. It's late at night and it's hot. So sorry for all the weirdness. Okay, so the next two are from Clara Jay. Everyone is so nice, first of all. I just want to say, like, okay, everyone's being so complimentary. Everyone's excited to see the other people's edits. Everyone's saying you photographed them well. I love all of you. You're all so sweet. I didn't realize I was gonna get this many compliments on my photos by just having other people edit them. Everyone's so sweet. Okay, moving on. This is the first image from Clara. This one has been cropped. I love this edit because I think that she cropped it with his face on like that upper left-hand side of like the rule of thirds, if you know what I'm talking about. So if you put the grid lines on it, like the 2 lines vertical, 2 lines horizontal, that his face falls right in those lines, which makes your like point of view focus really on his face. And with his hands being out, it's almost like a leading line. Now the original photo, when I edited it, wow, that was a struggle. I didn't crop it at all because I kind of liked how white it was, but I love the thought of cropping this in a way that's more intentional, that it draws your like point of view, your eyesight right to his face. So I love that. A lot of contrast in the image, so love that too. This is a good job. And then the second one, I like this. There's a lot of contrast in this one too. You can see a little bit, his face is a little bit orange, but that's because there was like a lot of kind of overcast in the original, like kind of coming through his hair, and that was like the only part of his skin tone that was like vibrant. So that doesn't really bother me. She didn't crop this one. It doesn't seem like, didn't edit any of the background, which again is fine. That's what I did. I love, again, how much color everyone's putting into these, because before it was kind of more of like a turquoise, and this one's like more of a true blue, and I love the true blue. So this is really, really pretty to me. It's kind of interesting how with the edits that she made, you can see the red curtain on the side, which I wouldn't have noticed before. I love the little pops of color throughout the image, so really like that one. So thank you, Clara. Thank you so much for your edits. Okay, so this is another kind of like film style edit. You can like see the grain in the background, which I have no problems with. I know a lot of photographers that are like, no noise, no grain in your photos, and I honestly don't care. I think that it's totally fine. I shoot at very high ISOs, so you're gonna have a lot of grain in your dark colors, or at least I am. So I love how she didn't like overtone that down to like make it kind of cartoonish. This is just like a very straight film looking edit. I love the pop of red in the background, just because it's so bright, it's vibrant, it's like right there. Draws my attention. I know what band it is. It really captures my eye. And the highlights are a little bright, but that's just kind of a personal preference. But otherwise, love this. I am going to put everyone's edits kind of up side by side at the end of this video, because I feel like there's a lot of themes going on with how everyone's editing these. This is very cool. This is almost like an in-between between the turquoise colors that everyone was doing before and then that true blue that we saw at the last one. I love this. I think that she brightened up his face a little bit, brightened up like those dark shadows, like really kind of blew out the background, which I think is great because the guitarist in the background kind of blends in a lot more than he did previously. So love that. I love that the background's like a little bit more blown out than the original, so that guitarist that's in the background kind of got like blown out and kind of like hidden behind there, so you don't even have to necessarily edit him out. He's just kind of like melted into the background more than he was in the original raw, so I love that. Really great job. I love these. Thank you so much for sending them. Okay, so the next editor photographer, she only sent one of the images back. Her name is Meryl. I love this. I think that this is honestly my favorite of this shot, just because it is so unique. Like everyone else kind of with the blues, which is totally normal. But this one has such interesting gold tones that it's very like, I don't know, it makes me like warm and fuzzy and happy. I don't know why this makes me so excited. But I love that this color just like blends in so well. It looks good on his hair, his guitar, like everything's kind of the same tone. But he as himself, he like really pops out in the picture. So I love this edit. This is such a good job. Okay, so this is the last set of images, the last editor that I'm going through for these 2 photos. And I just took a quick sneak peek and I'm so excited because this photographer turned them black and white. But the first image is black and white, and this is such a cool contrast photo. I think with all of the blacks and how dark it is, the subject and his face still pops. His hand still pops. His hands still pop. And you can really see like the background and what's going on. I love the motion in it. It's just like, I feel like she like sharpened up his face and then like softened. I think she like softened the background and the rest of the image, and I love that. There seems to be like added smoke in the background. I don't think that was in the original, where you can see kind of like haze on the side. Love that. I think that for a black and white image, this is so like perfect because it's so sharp. It's so like eye capturing. Like you look at this and go straight to his face. This is good. I love this. Okay. Last but not least, this is her second shot. This is also an amazing black and white photo. I think that she like brought up the contrast in the rest of the image without really losing a lot in his face. You can see all of his facial features. So I think that she like brought up some like mid-tones and made the blacks really black. Love this. Again, I think that she like softened the rest of the image and like really sharpened his face and like his torso so your eye goes right there. These are great. Okay, if she actually did like soften the edges, that is something that I might want to do in my edits because I feel like it really brings your eye in to look at the artist. So, love that. Is your favorite? Comment down below which one that you love the most. I honestly love all of these. It seemed like everyone else had their own different style, and I think that's so cool to see my photos in all of those different styles and having other people give their take on the photos. So again, thank you everyone who submitted these photos and your edits. I appreciate it so much. And all of their information is going to be down below in the description box, so please check them out and send them some love as well. And thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe to my channel if you liked this video. I put out weekly videos about the music industry and concert photography and photography in general. So if you are into those types of videos, please subscribe to my channel. Comment below, like the video, do all of that YouTube-y stuff, ring the bell, whatever you want to do, whatever you enjoy. So please subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot as I am starting to grow my presence here on YouTube. So thank you again so much for watching. Thank you everyone who submitted your photos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks. Bye.